Welcome to 4C Visions. I'm your host, R.V. Hight, Director of Communications at Central Carolina Community College. In this edition of 4C Visions, it is my pleasure to welcome Bryan, Department Chair of Health and Fitness Science at Central Carolina Community College. He received his bachelor and master's degrees from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. He is currently working on his dissertation at Liberty University in order to gain a doctorate in education. Carl had the unique experience in his studies of being on the ground level of the World League of American Football, now known as NFL Europe, working with the Raleigh-Durham Skyhawks. He also worked with the North Carolina High School Athletic Association during his graduate studies, providing statistics for state championship events. Carl, who has been with CCCC since 1992, was recognized as Employee of the Year in 1999-2000 and was awarded the 2010 Circle of Excellence Instructor of the Year. Through an interview process with the North Carolina Community College System, he was named as one of the top 5 community college instructors for 2010. He is a gold-level sports coach through the NYSCA and has credentials in coaching from Cal Ripken Baseball, Pop Warner, and Football America. An avid youth sports supporter, he has coached soccer, basketball, baseball, and football in Lee County through several sports organizations. Carl, welcome to 4C Visions.
Thank you, RV. It's my pleasure.
Well, Carl, the Health and Fitness Science program is a relatively new program here at CCCC. What is the program all about?
Well, in my opinion, RV, it's sort of a catapult for students to either open their own business. They can become personal trainers, they can become athletic trainers, they can subsequently work for Parks and Rec programs, and then subsequently they can jettison on to universities to continue into a Bachelor of Science or an exercise science. And they can also, it sets the groundwork for anyone that wishes to go in physical therapy, occupational therapy, any graduate degree in the physical education realm.
Well, what can students in the program anticipate in the learning process?
Well, it's very kinesthetic. It's very hands-on. What I like to tell students that this is exercise science, so we are science in action. So not only do they learn the theory behind everything from exercise physiology, kinesiology, anatomy, and a plethora of other things, I like to say that we put those things in motion. So the second-year students right now are involved in exercise programming. They're looking at geriatric populations, they're looking at regular populations, they're doing personal training. So there's just a lot of different things. So once they get a grasp of that theory, they can put all of that into action. A local university even said, your students are doing things that our juniors and seniors and graduate students are doing, so we feel like we've hit the ground running with this program.
Well, what kind of jobs are available for those who study health and fitness science?
Well, right now, a lot of people are looking towards branching their career into transferring to university programs. Some are going to start their own businesses. They're looking at franchise opportunities. Some are simply going to be personal trainers. And I don't mean by simply, but that's what they're going to work on now until they become wellness coordinators and things of that nature. So there's a plethora of things that they can do in working with youth sports and what have you with that. So what we try to do in the program through their WBL, their work-based learning experience, is that we try to make sure that we place somebody in a great internship that will hopefully will jettison them into the workforce. And while they're doing that, they can look at other accreditations and things that they can earn with us.
Well, what are the outlook for these jobs? Are there a lot of jobs available in the field?
Well, yes. So, the college was very wise in doing a study into seeing what the particular job outlook is, and then consequently, that's why we have this program, is because there is a demand for skilled trainers. There's a demand for people that have the knowledge base in order to do things right. There are a lot of things out there where someone could just go to a weekend workshop and probably polish their skills, but to put them immediately on the floor of a gym or of a facility, a rec facility, a Y facility, something like that, that's probably not the best situation that you want to have. So our students are skilled, and they have about 7 credentials in the field that they come out with after being with us for 5 semesters. and we have certificate, diploma, and obviously the degree programs. So, you know, we coach them up and we move them out, and I haven't had any problems yet with anyone. In fact, there's more jobs than what I have now as far as graduates are concerned. So I'm really anticipating getting this next cohort through so they can take advantage of their degree.
That's exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And so you still have plenty of room available for the program.
Yes,
anyone
sir.
who wants to register for it.
Exactly. We usually start in the fall, and so and then we follow through from that. So it's a 5-semester program for the degree. It's a 1-year option for those seeking a certificate, and so ironically, it's a great job. It's a great way for students that are, say, in our CCP programs in our local high school. You know, particularly Lee County Senior High School, Southern Lee, for them to come in and they can get a lot of these credentials up front. American Heart Association, you know, Red Cross, all the, you know, the Lifesaver, all of those things, CPR, first aid, and then also the things that we have through the American Council on Exercise. And then they've got that in their tool belt, and then subsequently go out in the workforce instead of possibly some of the jobs that they typically would hold in the summer. They are now armed and ready and work in these facilities, and probably earn, you know, I want to say a higher wage than doing some of the typical things that they do.
Wow. Well, what types of testing are available through the program for volunteer clients?
Well, we have this wonderful machine in the exercise lab. It's called a cardio coach. And through that, I can do resting metabolic rate. Now, that's a fancy word for saying at rest, somebody's just simply sitting there, and we can determine exactly how many calories it takes for you just to be sedentary, to exist. And then from that, someone can build a dietary program. We also can establish someone's VO2 max, and that's when you've probably seen on television where we hook a person up, and you know, you have all the tubes and the heart rate monitor, and then we take them to their maximum level as far as exercise output. And then, of course, we can administer everything from balance tests to flexibility, muscular strength, muscular endurance. If there's anything to assess, we can do a full body assessment, everything from body fat percentage to you know, BMI, everything. We have everything under the sun that we can do a total body assessment on someone. Just say this is a snapshot of what you are at this point in time in your life. And that's great information for anybody that's going to a physical therapist. That's great information for anyone for their medical doctor, etc. So.
Well, if someone is interested in learning more or want to enroll in the program or want to learn more about what you were just speaking about, what do they need to do?
Well, I would love for them to contact me. So my number is 919-718-7554, or you can email me at cbryan, C-B-R-Y-A-N, @cccc.edu. And also go to our website and look for Health and Fitness Science under the programs. And then subsequently, you know, we want you to apply to the college. And then once you come here, we take care of everything. So we want to make sure that you hit all the particular marks in order so you can be in the classroom and take advantage of all the things that we have to offer in the program.
Well, Carl, you've been here at CCCC for a number of years. Can you share with our audience a little about the history of the physical education program here at the college?
Well, prior to 1992, as I understand it, that's when I came on board, everything was done part-time, and we had an agreement with Campbell University, and that's how we would, even our transcripts were from university transfer were on the Campbell University letterhead. And then in about 1992, I can remember Dean Avern Upchurch and Dr. Andrews, and they said we need full-time physical education. There was no gym. There was nothing. I even talked to the basic law enforcement training person at the time to ask him for a piece of land that he was using for his program. So I put sand in the ground and put 4 poles, and then we had volleyball. And then I would take them to various locations around each county. I remember teaching in Chatham, and I would teach in Lee County. And then what we would do is whatever facility we could get, we would run a class. And so lo and behold, in 1997, the college was great and built a gym. And so I didn't freeze anymore. So, you know, because it's hard teaching outside in the winter. So then we were able to move things indoors, and we're able to offer a lot of different programming in concert with our business partners outside of the college, such as, the Parks and Rec and various local businesses. And there it has grown. So now, obviously there's myself, there's Coach McElrath who teaches, and we've got a team of adjuncts that teach everything from first aid and CPR to a variety of classes. And I'm glad to say that we're adding new programming as the college population demands it. So, we have grown quite a bit. So I'm really happy from those days in '92 when we had no facility, and now we have a lot of different things that we can take advantage of.
That's exciting. Well, how do you see the role of physical education at the college?
Well, I think it supports the Associate in Arts and Associate in Science program. I'm so elated that there's an emphasis on aspects of health and wellness, because I don't care how much money that you make, you can't spend it unless you're very, very healthy. You probably could, but you might be spending it on things after the fact, meaning, for treatments and whatnot. So, it's just really important that college age kids realize about stress, they realize about exercise, and all the things that comes with that. But I just think it's a great way to remove stress or relieve stress for our students, because they're going to get a lot of that in their collegiate classes. But more importantly, it addresses everything: social, emotional, psychological needs, physical needs, nutrition. So it's sort of that one element that you crave. I mean, what kid doesn't like recess? We crave those things. And the last time that you have a structured class really is in your 9th grade year of high school, unless you take advanced PE or something like that. So the 9th grade. So I get students ranging in ages from 18 to 80, and they're looking to make changes in their life and so forth. And they're looking to relieve stress and exercise and build towards particular goals. So, I'm very proud that our college has put an emphasis on physical education.
Well, we have spoken on this program before about intercollegiate athletics here at the college. Does the college offer intramurals, and what exercise and wellness opportunities are available at CCCC?
Well, yes, we do. We do offer intramurals now. I remember earlier this semester, or actually in years past, the former student activities director, Mike Neal, and myself came up with a particular program, and as there was demand and so forth, you wanted to compete for those coveted intramural T-shirts, and you can remember those from Carolina. We want to have that T-shirt, but we do have that now. Megan Little, our student activities director, in concert with Coach Mack and myself, had established some activities and so forth, and she's got a great sense for the college. She had a dodgeball tournament, and she's got a lot of other things on slate, and we even have a big musical chair event. So we're trying to get the world's largest musical chair game going in the gym one day in competition for some prizes. So, we've got that because students need an outlet, and we want students to take advantage of that too. So during their time on campus. So we want a little bit of competitiveness, but we also want a little bit of exercise in with that too. So.
Sure. Well, Carl, one last thing. We just have a few moments left. What do you think makes Central Carolina Community College such a special school?
Oh my gosh. There's so many things about this college that makes it special. Up from, the teachers, the faculty is just so caring and just so into what they're doing. I mean, it's so exciting. Every 16 weeks, 12 weeks, 8 weeks, I mean, you get a fresh crop of students coming in, and they're looking to make life changes. They're looking to make career changes. They're looking to jettison on to their universities. They're looking to go into the workforce. So the students make this place. They really do. And you put that great combination with the faculty and staff that cares. And, I could sit here for hours and just talk about the different people here and the roles that they play at the college and how special that each one of them are. And so a student they're literally armed with everything they need, prayerfully, when they get through our system in the community college system. So.
Well, Carl, thanks for being with us today, and we will return to 4C Visions right after these messages.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you?
You know you do.
Yeah, but I don't know where to start. That's why we're here. We're free, handsome,
I think we're breathtaking.
and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this.
Is that Bryan?
Colleges love extracurricular activities.
Chess really isn't my thing.
I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together.
Go to GetSchooled.com for more info.
And then from this angle, it all makes a star.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore.
Show up
And frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy, and giving up impossible.
And then we're gonna turn the lights and everybody look up.
I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought.
Find me one.
What's your reaction?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And unconventional methods
Okay, what else?
common.
This is their world.
There's nothing.
And then they die. Go ahead, go, go, go.
I'm a teacher. I make more.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
She doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
Be nice. She's new. Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened? Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
Welcome back to 4C Visions. Today we welcome Robert Powell, Department Chair of Public Safety and Director of the Basic Law Enforcement Training Program at Central Carolina Community College. He has been at CCCC since January 2002. His work experience includes work at the UNC Criminal Clinic in Durham, the U.S. Attorney's Office in Raleigh, the Davidson County District Attorney's Office in Lexington, the Forsyth County Sheriff's Department in Winston-Salem, and the Wake Forest University Campus Police in Winston-Salem. He received his bachelor's degree from the University of North Carolina at Greensboro and his JD degree from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill School of Law. In addition, Robert was the CCCC Faculty Member of the Year for 2014-15. Robert, welcome to 4C Visions.
Well, thank you for having me, sir.
Well, please share with our audience about your duties as Department Chair of Public Safety and Director of the Basic Law Enforcement Training Program here at the college.
Now, basically, in this role, I'm responsible for the scheduling of the basic law enforcement training. And so that would mean the hiring of the adjunct instructors, making sure their credentials will pass North Carolina standards. Then we have to make sure our vehicles run and we have ammunition for the weapons, and that it's in a small mic, it's really like being a police chief almost, and making sure all the equipment is up and running, that all the supplies are there when the students need them. And so we just look at it like we're just a very small police department.
Wow. Well, before we talk more about the BLET program, It must give you a great deal of satisfaction to be able to offer the program at such a first-class facility as the college's Emergency Service Training Center.
We are so fortunate. If you think about it, we're geographically right in the center of North Carolina. And when the airport, the old Sanford Airport closed down, we were able to reach an agreement to get that land. And just over time, we've been able to put in a burn building, a tower for firefighting, for our firefighting academy. We have runways and taxiways for law enforcement driving. And so just the combination of facilities along with our geographic location, we have departments, we have EMS, firefighting, law enforcement. They're coming from all over the state to train here. And even the military will come out and train at our facilities. It's really a first-class operation.
Now that's exciting. Well, how many students are involved in the BLET program each year, and what kind of things do they learn through the curriculum that you teach?
On average, we probably assist 60 to 80 students on the law enforcement side of the house. That's the group that I'm the most familiar with. We have at least that many, if not more, in the firefighting side of the house. And EMS is just really taking off right now, so we're really helping a lot of students start a career. On the law enforcement side, they'll come in and there's 35 blocks of instruction that they have to learn. We do it in one semester.
Wow.
Through the day program, 2 semesters if they come during the evening. And those 35 blocks will cover things like constitutional law, juvenile law, criminal law, how to handle domestic violence calls. It really, patrol techniques, defensive tactics, it just goes on and on. They're well versed. It's a pre-programmed curriculum, if you will, that's taught all across the state. So if you're going to be a law enforcement officer from Manio to somewhere in Asheville, it's the same basic law enforcement training that all cadets across the state have to learn. So we're mandated by North Carolina training and standards to deliver those 35 blocks. And then at the end of that, they'll take a state exam, and if they're successful with that, they become sworn law enforcement officers.
Wow. Well, if someone in our audience is interested in getting a BLET education, what are the prerequisites that they need to take care of, and what does he or she need to do to apply for the program?
All right, the first thing to apply, please contact me. The phone number is very, very simple. It's 919, and then it's all sevens until you get to the last number. So it's 919-777-7774. And I'll pick up the phone and be able to walk you through the process. As far as the prerequisites, what you need is you have to be 20 years old. You have to take a reading placement test and score at the 10th grade level or higher. And then you need a clean criminal history and a fairly clean driving record. And if you can do that, we can get you a career basically in one semester.
Wow. Well, speaking of careers, what are the job prospects for those who graduate from the program?
It is fantastic right now. The majority of our cadets, I'm going to say at least 9 out of 10, are offered conditional employment prior to graduation. And so during their time with us, instructors will be coming in from the different agencies and trying to recruit them. And the majority of them have a job offer before they even take the state exam.
Wow. Wow.
So if you need a job, this is the place to be. It really is. Starting pay, you're looking at, I'll give you a range, from $38,000 to $54,000 in your first year.
That's excellent. That's excellent. So it's a great opportunity if you think you might be interested.
Absolutely.
To make sure to call Robert for that information. But Robert, as someone who has served in law enforcement, what advice would you give to prospective students?
The number one advice, if you want to go into this career, you need to be community oriented. You have to want to help people. that's going to be your job 12 hours a day, is helping people. If you feel like that's in your makeup, your psyche, your mentality, we would love to have you in the law enforcement community.
Before we get to our next question, I wanted to ask you, you have been a law enforcement officer. What is that like? I think maybe some people in our audience don't quite understand that how difficult that job can be.
It's very challenging. You're going to see some things and hear some things that you never forget. So that can make for some long nights. Having said the sort of the ugly side of it, it is the best job in the world. You never know what you're going to see, and you'll never have 2 days that are exactly alike. So if you feel like you're a person that gets bored easily, this is the job for you, because you will never be bored. You will clear a call, run to the next call, help people, and never really have to do the same thing twice.
Wow, wow. Well, like I say, Robert's the man to contact if you're interested. It's a great career, and we would certainly look forward to having you come to Central Carolina to study basic law enforcement training. Well, Robert was also one of our college's Teachers of the Year. And Robert, I want to read what one of your former students said, that I know that you're going to be a little shy about this, but he said, he is a teacher who trains, mentors, and imparts knowledge on the student. He is a true professional, an example for all in the world of teaching to emulate. What a great comment about one of your former students. As a former faculty member of the year, what do you think makes for a great teacher?
Well, that's really $1 million question there. I wish I could bottle it up and sprinkle it on all the instructors. All I can say is I tried to emulate the instructors that meant the most to me coming up through my academic career. And I can still name them by name. But it seems like my favorite ones shared some common characteristics. Just very enthusiastic. Walk into the classroom and they're just wide open, they're ready to go, and they love their subject matter. The instructors that I really enjoyed also loved to learn. They never stopped learning. And so when you have an instructor that wants to learn, it makes you want to learn. At the same time, they had a lot of compassion, and basically the overall thing that I really enjoyed was when they walked into a classroom, they knew what they were talking about. They were experts in their field, enthusiastic, they wanted you to learn, had compassion, and I just tried to model what I saw from these instructors.
Wow. Well, what do you think makes the Central Carolina Community College BLET program special for those who are considering a law enforcement career?
I think the thing that separates Central Carolina from other places that a student could go to is our success rate on the state exam. I'll give you an example. I won't name a name, but a large police agency, one of the largest municipalities in North Carolina, they run their own police rookie school, their own version of BLET. And just a couple of weeks ago, they sat for the state exam. And these are cadets that are hired first. So they're on the payroll, they go to school, they're getting paid to go to school. And they had 23 cadets sit for the state exam, and 7 passed it.
Wow.
16 failed it, and 6 fatally failed it. One of our nearby sister schools had 14 take it and 14 fail it. So the state exam is no joke. It's a very, very hard exam. And what I see at Central Carolina, the thing that separates us from anywhere else, is we have almost a 100% passing rate. We'll be anywhere from 96 to 100% on every state exam. So if a student is thinking about what school to go to, I hope you'll really consider us, because I feel like if you'll stick with us through the semester, two things will happen for you. Number one, you'll pass that state exam, and number two, you'll have a job at the end of the line.
Well, I know Central Carolina has been a special place for you to have been here.
Absolutely.
What do you think makes CCCC such a special school?
It's the people. It's absolutely the people. You can start with the administration, the faculty, those that help the faculty keep things running, and our fresh crop of students that brings new life and new breath to us every semester. It's really and truly people.
That's great. Robert, if you would, one more time, share with our viewers how to get hold of you in case you are interested in our local BLET program.
First, just give me a call, 919-777-7774. You can reach us by email. It's rpowell@cccc.edu. Or you can go onto our website, and it's the college website, www.cccc.edu/BLET, which stands for Basic Law Enforcement Training. Any of those will get you on the road to start for a new career.
Well, Robert, thank you for being with us today, and thank you, viewers, for being with us on 4C Visions.